Hello there and welcome back. Today we talk about Syntakt again. The new firmware for the digiboxes came out last week. I had some time to try it. Of course, the big news is that now these boxes have the song mode. I just played something in song mode. I never used song mode in any box in my life ever, so to me that wasn't a big deal. But also there is something that has been added here, the Portamento that you just hear, that is pretty great. This video, of course, is another love letter to the Syntakt that the more I use, the more I think is one of the best products that Elektron released in the last year. To me, it's just everything I need in a small box. I can do, of course, synth-based production with it, sketches, and then send it to the computer and do crazy stuff with that. I already recorded an EP that I'm waiting for the right label to release. That sounds pretty great and mostly done on the Syntakt. But if you read the title of this video, I think that there's one elephant in the room, one thing that really drives me crazy, and I don't understand why Elektron doesn't fix that, because I think it would make a lot of sense, and we will talk about that later on. So before going on, the way, as usual, you can support my page and my channels, you can buy from the affiliate link down below. I get a percentage, but for you it's the same price. You can share this content and subscribe to this page, or you can become a Patreon. On Patreon, I usually go more in-depth with creativity and music, one video a week, one exclusive video a week. Damn, my words are flying randomly away. And I also offer one-on-one lesson if you are into that kind of stuff. All right, let's go back. Before addressing my main issue and problem, the only one that I have with the Syntakt, and actually with all the other boxes except for the Octatrack, the good news. So the song mode, it is actually fun. It could be very useful. I don't like to use song mode because I come from band, so my attitude towards music is like I have to play everything by myself, so I can decide when I move from a section to another, and most of the things is like I have all the sequence there, all the tracks going, and then I will mix them on and off. Of course, it's a sort of limiting approach, but that's how my mind works, and that's how I love to play, especially live. So if I want to create a full track, I'd rather do it in a DAW, step by step. So to me, the song mode is not anything revolutionary. It's on the Octatrack. I never even turn that page on, but I tried this one. It's pretty simple. It's very straightforward. You now press these three little buttons, and then you switch on the song mode. No, it's already on. Then you have your edit page, and here you have a list of events basically on this row. So for example, right now, row number 1, it says play pattern G01 for 2 full time, 2 loops of 16 steps at the time 120. The cool thing is that you can move in this setting, and you can also decide what mute or unmute, including the effects. And that is pretty awesome because you can definitely create your arrangement. And if you are into, for example, playing and dubbing using effects, this could be pretty fun. For example, in my previous video one of my previous videos where I used a controller with the Syntakt, you could set up your tracks going on and then play with the controller to play with all of the effects, the sound. In that case, that become really powerful, and I will try that later on. So, for example, right now, what I set up, this little intro that I made, is playing this one without the kick, then the kick come in, and play 4 times 32 loops. So now I have all the things going on and nothing is mute. And then it will go on the 3rd row now. And now it plays just 4 times, 4 steps. Now 8 times. So as you can hear, you can create pretty easily sort of sequences of track. And if you want to add a row, you just go at the last row, function, the lower row, and here it is a new one. So for example, I can say, let's remove everything and let's add one. So you see how easy it is. So now it's a row one. I want to play any pattern. Let's stay on G. That is the one. Actually, let's do the other one. F, G2 is another one. But let's say it will play one full loop of 16 step, 120, and here we can mute the drums. And then once that is done, you add another row and you say, now this one you play everything again, but you also add the drums. And then let's add another one, and in this other one, let's do something stupidly crazy. Let's say you want to make this 8 step, you repeat it twice, but you double the tempo, so you go 60. Let's see what happened, I have no clue. And then you can decide here if when it reaches the end, if it will keep looping or just stop. We will just stop actually. Boom. And now let's play, and you can see actually what's happened here. And here it is. So one way you can use the loop, the song mode, is create actually interesting interchanging loop, because right now, for example, it can be half of this loop at 120 BPM, the other one at 60, and you can loop that. So now, of course, it's kind of weird. Let me have some coffee. But it can create interesting thing. Okay, that's for the song mode. It's definitely, it's great that they had it. It's great because a lot of people were keep asking them, and I'm always like, I don't really care about that, but I'm happy that people got that, because it will, you know, if they open their possibility and make these boxes, the Digi, that are pretty amazing boxes to me, more used, and people can perform better with them. I'm really happy that that happened. Also it's great because it means that Elektron is actually listening to all the, let's call it complaint, and mine is coming soon. That said, the other things that I think was brilliant and I love is the Portamento. The Portamento, or I think it's similar to the glide function that you would have on, for example, the 303. And that to me is amazing because I love 303 sound, and you could have done that before with the LFO on the tune, creating this slide note, but now you can just on the trig page activate Portamento, and of course you can add the Portamento per step, because you can do that on Elektron boxes, and this is what happened. Let's actually mute everything. As you can hear, there's this note gliding here and there that is pretty great. So, it's not exactly the same, but you get into the range of, in the territory of a 303 that I love. So, having something like that in a machine, it's great. So, I'm really happy. It's really happy that they had it. And now I think I put it, this is without, let me, as you can hear now, each note is very separated, but if you turn it on, you have the gliding. Let's see this other, see here, whoop. This is pretty cool. You could have do that with LFO, but you know, you had to use one LFO for that. Right now you have the Portamento. To me, this is like amazing that they had that. Okay, so this was the great thing. I don't know what happened in the Digitac and the Digiton. I don't have those. But now let's go to the things that when I heard the new firmware, I hope they listened to the previous video that I did. I kind of talk about that, and I thought that I was the only one whining about that, but then I received a lot of messages about that, and a lot of people actually are looking to get this fix, because I think it's a fix, and it drives my mind crazy. So my way of creating music on the Octatrack, and that's why I love the Octatrack with the Vermona, it's like, let's start a new pattern. And let's say I want to put down a sound. So let's create something simple. Something like that. So there's two ways you can record on the Octa. You can, on the Syntakt, you can play the keyboard. The cool thing is like I need a keyboard with a scale, right? So here all the scale you can have. You always use this guy. They allow you to keyboard fold, so basically all of these notes will be just note in key. Amazing, but I am not a keyboard player. I like to put my step and then add the note. So you would think, like a lot, basically all the other sequencer in the market, that you go on your sequencer page, so you exit the keyboard, press, tack. So you go on here, you start, what I do, I usually put random things, and that's really how I do my live show. I always improvise, so I start putting down step, that just one note, right? And then on the Octatrack, you would just press the trick, rotate the button, the knob, and get any note that is quantized to the scale. But somehow here that doesn't happen. So you put a quantization, a scale quantization. I don't remember if quantization is the right term for that, probably not, but whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm in minor, but what happened here, if I turn, I can put all the notes. So, and here a note that shouldn't be there. So this doesn't allow me to process to work, to play in the way I love. The way I love is like I input note, and then even if it's random, I add note, and then I have dialogue with the machine. The machine plays and I react to that and I create a pattern on the fly. And I don't really understand why this has to be like that. Like why, if I quantize the note, then I'm allowed to put notes that are not in scale. In a live performance, if you need to do things fast, I cannot, while this going, press this and say, okay, I have to grab the right one. No, I just want the right notes to be played. So, if I could do that, in 5 seconds, I can start having a cool pattern going on, and I could build stuff right away. So I'm really curious. Of course, I don't know how it takes to make something like that working in the Syntakt. If it doesn't seem to me like a complex things that could be added. And if Elektron, please, you can modify this and add this little fix to this machine, this and all the other. It's going to be incredible instrument, even for live performers like me that need everything to be improvised and very fast on their fingers. And that's about it. It's like the more I use this guy, the more I really find out how brilliant it is, because it has all the sound that I liked from other boxes. I love the effects tracks, routing. I love routing the effects tracks through here. They added actually something in the here, a new audio routing global effects mix that is pretty interesting. So you can set up that some of the setting that you do in the mix page will be not just per track but per project. So for example, I'm always using an external in with my 303 and I put some reverb and delay to that, and every time for each pattern, different pattern, I would have had to do the same process, but right now I can do external mixer, check that thing, and means that the setting that I made there will be globally applied to the entire project, and that's a lot of saved of time, and it's great. So I love that they are taking care of this performance kind of stuff. I'm sure these are hopefully a lot of more dough that, for future upgrades. And again, fix please this note parameter thing, and this machine is gonna become even better. All right, I don't know if this is a problem that you experience too, and if it's something, of course, that you would like Elektron to think about. Let me know, write in the comment, and we can try to see. They listen and they are a great company, so maybe they will take care of that. Beside that, I don't know. Let's see then. I leave with these nice things that I just did yesterday. This is why I love this machine. You can get, I made all of this sound with Impulse machine, most of them. It sounds brilliant to me. Yeah. Alright, that's about it for today. Short video. Finally, my video is too long. And I hope this was interesting. See what's new on the box. And yeah, Elektron, listen to us. Again, ciao.